how to win the Prototron is again a little bit of information for you. It was so nice, and thank you very much for those who has already taken the time to talk to me and to Yanis. It was really inspiring for me, not just sitting and talking with my computer, but also with somebody else. And as I understood, it's really the normal experience and the normal way we have the teams in Prototron, that majority are engineers and those who are not like real newbies in marketing and sales. So please take a little bit the Prototron process as a little bit like just to test your ideas, or maybe to test your approach. How can you do something on social media? So please use the hashtags, what we ask you to use, and just post about how you are in Prototron, what are you doing here, what you try to achieve, and so on. So just try, because if something, you can always delete everything. So how to win Prototron? One of the steps is one pager. And just for you to know a little bit more about Prototron, I just thought that we need to refresh the history. That Prototron was developed or founded in 2012. So yes, so 8 years ago, but not yet. It's like 7.5 years ago. And it was founded by the biggest Baltic bank, Swedbank, Tallinn Technical University, and Tallinn Science Park Technopole. At that time, in 2011, there were very big very big research done in Estonia about why we are not so ambitious in tech development, in innovations. And one of the bottlenecks, what according to this research we have found out, is that especially when we talk about hardware solutions or some complicated software solutions like data, big data, or machine learning, or AI, or some video recognition algorithms, we've seen that there is always some kind of the moment when you need an immediate injection of the money. That's why Prototron is focusing on this. So what we want you to find, and we want for us to find this special place where you need this money and to make this jump. So this is why we are here. That's why all what we want to give you, all the knowledge and experience, is to be better prepared, to be focused on what you need and how you go with this, and what will happen after you make this jump. So not to jump in the wrong direction. So this is the most important. And yes, so when we have been founded, it was the first ever such kind of fund in Europe. We give equity-free funds, and this money comes from co-founders and from private companies with whom we are working and who believe in you guys. So I'm really happy that this batch is again one of the best ones. So I'm so proud of you, so proud that you came, and I'm so happy that we have everybody of you we have here. And so again about this position. So sometimes some of the teams already in this batch, you maybe already have felt that when you are in the process of concepting, on just understanding about the commitment, maybe it's a little bit early to not to come to Prototron, but maybe it's a bit early for us to give you money, because you are just in adopting of your strategy. But it's always very good if you are already with us, if you get the valuable contacts, and if you get the valuable information and proceed working. So for us, it's okay if you apply second and third, and maybe fourth time. But the experience is that the second time is absolutely enough to achieve already something. So we are positioning us in startup ecosystem as in the place of commitment and validation. So that's why I am asking a lot about how have you been validated your idea. That's why we are making crowdfunding. So just to push you out of your laboratories and your computers, and to go and to talk with potential customers and potential investors. And these ones are just, I suppose, 1/4 or 25% of those whom we have invested in. And maybe it's worth to mention Linguist and Bykeep and spray printer and filling stream and co-module, high mobility, Seymour, so Saunum, SimPower, they are everyone's our teams who has been studied in Prototron. And so by the end of the day, when you be in the finals, then what is our package? It's up to 35,000 euro. And there were a lot of questions about will there be only one winner? No, it haven't ever been only one winner, because I'm very happy that we have such a great teams, and it allows me to raise a little bit more money than just to give for one team. So for this batch, we have more than 70,000. Because why more than 70,000? Because I still need to review 2 contracts. So maybe this this number will grow again. Then we have a very good partner, Hedman, who Kati from Hedman will be making a webinar for you on Monday, and the winners will get the legal support from them, the voucher for, if I'm not mistaken, more than 1,000 euro. So really, it's absolutely enough to make your shareholders agreements and to make some initial papers to go for negotiations with your first investors. So it's really very valuable to make all these legal issues into correct way from the beginning, because afterwards, when you have 1 million and you need to share it with among you, it will be very, very tricky. Then we provide you with corporate marketing channels. It means not only Prototron, but also Technopol, Taltech, Swedbank, Tallinn City. We have also Samsung among our partners. And from this year, we have also Latvia and also Tartu University of Tartu. So it means the corporate marketing channels are those kind of, because Prototron is not a big corporate yet. And also the incubation, 6 months of incubation with mentors in Tallinn Technopol, Tallinn Science Park Technopol Startup Incubator, and all other cool supporting ideas and packages what they will be provided by our partners. For example, Samsung, they choose the companies and link them to their development tracks. So you will get an immediate connection with one of the electronic giants to work with. And again, about the funding criteria. So they are always one and the same. So this is what we value the most in Prototron, your technological novelty of your idea. And we really value the team, because we believe that whatever happens, if the team is cool, whatever corona or whatever virus or whatever other crisis can come, team will always drive this startup into the better way. So that's why we really look for the team. Then we look at the market capability, and it's always very good to Google about the trends, because sometimes the idea is really very cool, but the trends are showing that there are another technology which is going and which should, like, suppose can be overtaking the market. Then international growth ambition, we really love when you go from the day first, you go somewhere else besides only to your neighbors. So Estonians, be friends with Latvians, but do not think that it's the only way to grow internationally, that you go to Latvia. And Latvia is the same. We love you, but let's grow somewhere else. And of course, the business concept. We do understand that you are engineers, that you are at the beginning, so we don't wait from you like very detailed financial papers, but it's very nice if you have been calculating something for you, if you have been thought about it, how you will earn money. And again, about the business concept, what we look for is the idea that the money should come in from different channels. So not to put everything, all your eggs into one basket. So always think about, okay, if this batch of the customers will fall down, so who will be the next who will cover your costs, who will cover all your expenditures? And the selection funnel, again, just for you to revise. So there were 300 applications. We tried to select top 40. It was extremely hard. So we ended up with 58. We still try to select top 20. I don't forecast anything, but it seems to me that we will not succeed with it. But still, we will try to get 20. And we will try to get 20 to announce you on 12th of May. So we now target this date. And when it was available to make offline events, we have made the mentoring sessions. It was the whole day from 8 till 4 or 5. And everybody were working with the mentors. So if there will be 20 teams, we will make the same one day, and Yanis will be moderating all these rooms, so-called rooms, digital rooms with mentors and with teams. But if there will be more teams, then I suppose we will split this day into 2 days. But let's see how it will happen. So it's around 18 until 20th of May, we will make these mentoring sessions. So each of the team who will reach top 20 or like semi-final, you will get at least 6 or 7 private face-to-face mentoring sessions with our mentors. And mentors with whom you will be talking, they will choose top 10. So those best ones who will go on the 26th of May and pitch for the expert committee. And who are in the expert committee, you can always check on our website. And 28th of May, we supposed to announce who will be the winners, who will get the money. So it's very common for us to give 4 till 5 or even 6 prizes, because some prizes are like, so some are not like so really investments, but the price is like 5 or 10,000. But it's really, if you know what you need to do in a specific moment, it also can help you. So don't forget about the crowdfunding, and really, if you think that it doesn't fit you anyhow and it will take all your resources and will not bring you, talk to us. Maybe we can find out the angle how you could run your crowdfunding campaign, or we will just decide that you don't need it. It's so weird that I see some pictures here and I cannot see my whole presentation. So the idea of one pager is just to aggregate everything what you know about your idea, what you know about your customer, and about how you will earn your first million onto one page. So it's literally one pager. So it's nothing like 10 pages, but we call it one pager. No, it's only one. So, and you should be there very clear, and you should be there very precise and not very detailed, but like to give real understanding and feeling what you are doing and why you are doing. So really, whatever you do, landing page, I don't know, social media, whatever, talk to anybody, you always should start with why. So this is the real important. It's not written into your one pager, but you just always keep in mind why you are doing this. So who cares? Who is crying during the whole night because he doesn't have this kind of solution? And then for one pager, it's really important to understand that to who you are addressing this paper. So one pager, as we see it, is not for the consumers or like the beneficiaries or clients, but it's more for the investors and maybe potential big clients. So this is about how you earn money and what you are forecasting about your revenues and so on. So it is not the advertisement. It's not, sometimes it's very messed up with some kind of advertisement poster. No, it's not. So it's just about to give an idea of your business. And also keep in mind that what you're trying to achieve. So what you want this person, after he looks through your one pager, what you want him to do? Do you want him to grab the phone and call you? Do you want him to start to count his money and to give it to you? So just think about what you want to achieve. And also, of course, this one pager should be like understandable and nice. You know, the person who is reading it, he should not feel himself a little bit silly that he doesn't understand, like, what are you writing here? What are these terms? I don't know, like how you will earn money, why you do it, is it really necessary, and so on. So but you just give him them. You see, if we will like get this kind of funding, or if we just make this kind of step, then we can like achieve such kind of benefit, and you, dear investor, for example, you will get a part of it. So always like think about the person who is reading it. And everything starts with elevator pitch. So please forget all kind of buzzwords, because they don't bring, like very often they don't bring any kind of idea of your solution. So for example, the elevator pitch, we built a disruptive service in a food delivery industry, doesn't say anything to anybody, because what is this disruptive service, how you will disrupt, what kind of service you're going to disrupt, delivery, food production, food supply, nothing. So it's not good. Be really very detailed. So like it should be like, you know, this is what they're doing. So for example, maybe it's not the perfect one, but it's much better. We built a mobile app for dog lovers, which helps them to urgently order pet food delivery from the nearest store. So it's exactly, you should get the imagination in your head that, okay, these guys are doing this one. Then the problem. The problem is very often messed up with some background, or with already, like very often it's in your applications, you started to describe the solution already in the section of the problem. If you go, I always like suggest to look a little bit for the service design, that the understanding of the problem is the most critical. So for example, really not good example, we built better analyzing platform for the hospitals. It's not a problem at all. But the good example would be analyzing results from MRI tests is difficult, time consuming, and expensive. So this is like, I absolutely understand. Okay, there is some kind of machine which makes some kind of tests, and it's like difficult, time consuming, and expensive. It means that if there will be some kind of solution which should eliminate all these three parts, the client will be very happy to pay money. And if you have this analyzed problem, then there always can be some kind of solution. And the idea is that the novelty of your ideas is when you find a solution which is not so obvious. For example, a better example is better and more modern social networks. Okay, in this batch, we haven't had such kind of ideas, but like 1 year ago, it was really, I don't know, everybody wanted to build up a new Facebook. And it was always about it, better and more modern social network. But for example, a better example will be easy to use e-commerce app that I cannot see what I'm written here, that empowers retailers large and small with customized online store and secure checkout. So maybe it's not the best one, but still, and the tricky is that the bad example and the good example is taken from one team. So they have came with this better and more modern social network, and we ended up with this easy to use commerce. So this is what they wanted to achieve. About the target group, again, it's very often that you just put like in application, there were the section about the description of your market. And, you know, if you just put, for example, our customers are dog owners, they're not your customers, they're just dog owners. So dog owners are really very different. They are living in a different condition. They have different dogs, they have different habits. They really are in a different needs and so on. So be as specific as possible. It means that you can find the core of your solution users and then you can expand. But you need to find these like super users, those who are absolute fans of you. So for example, our customers are small and medium-sized dog owners living in some cities, lonely or in relationships, mostly not married, blah, 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 age, and you can calculate how many there are and what kind of turnover. So your market size should be calculated in money. So if you even, for example, make something for kids, you can calculate or you can get the data. So it's statistics, just data. You get the data, how many kids there are. You can just specify, for example, who, like what kind of parents with what kind of kids will be your potential customers. And you can look like how they spend money for some alternatives. And you can try to adopt to yourself, so, okay, if you solve this and this problem, so will they, every one of them turn to you? Or will they be somehow like only part of them, or it will allow you to increase or to get another sector which is not like occupied now with some kind of alternative. So it's already your work to Google and maybe just to make an assumptions and then to test them. So it's also very okay. We call it validation. And go to market. This is a bit like what we have been spoke. So you know the idea, you know the problem, you have found this solution which fits like the puzzle. Like it should be really like very well fit. I even call it like ferments and substrate, but it's maybe from microbiology. But when you have this very specific niche, it will help you, first of all, to calculate how big is it, and it will help you to build up a very certain strategy, how you will achieve them. Because if there are like all the dog owners, even for example, in Tallinn and in Tartu, I suppose there are like hundreds of thousands or even more. Yeah, hundreds of thousands, I suppose, in our, okay, in Tallinn is 500,000 and Riga is 1 million. So yeah, you cannot reach them all, even with big billboards or TV advertisement. Okay, only if you are, I don't know, Samsung or Procter and Gamble or something like this. But if you choose your very narrow target group, you can find the best channel to achieve them and to address your message. So it will be also much more easier. So for example, it's really not very good if you just write to me that how you go to the market. We make a social media campaign. Okay, everybody make it and it doesn't mean anything. So, but for example, our copywriter will write articles and la la la, and here's, as you can see, he is also estimated acquisition cost, how will be per one user and so on. So maybe you will have like, I don't know, maybe the cost, how you will take one or like the next one customer, and maybe it's very nice if you have like then every next customer is so-called like cheaper to acquire than the first one. So it also will show you that, will show the investor or client that when you grow, your cost will be lower, and it means that the margin what you can earn is bigger. So it's also very, very cool and very nice. So you somehow try to get your Lamborghini. And this is also how you can like work when you have found your sweet spot and when you are targeting toward it. Then you can use this very, very classic approach about som tam pum, whatever you like, how you. So there is a like potential available market, like it's like almost everywhere. Then you like total available market. Then you go to the served address market, as we can talk, for example, some specific dog owners in some specific places and with some specific habits, and you just narrow them down to those whom you can service. So with whom you want to work, and how, according to the money, how you can reach them. Competition. It is all, so it's it is not good when there is no competition at all. And fortunately, it's not already possible in our world that there is no any kind of competition. There's always somebody who is doing something like this. But for example, if there is no anything like what you are doing on the market, nobody could like achieve it. It's also not very good, because it might mean that the technology is not there, the customer is not ready, or like some kind of restrictions from the, I don't know, regulations or whatever. So when investor or mentor will see that you don't have any competitor, or like all your competitors are died, so maybe it's not possible to do it like for today or for this certain moment. So think always through like who really your competitors, why they haven't I don't know, why they have achieved something good or why they haven't. So what were their mistakes? And really the technology is not the only what sometimes disrupt or not allows to the startup to grow fast. Then, for example, that we are disruptive service with a user-friendly interface. It's absolutely zero. It doesn't bring any kind of information. But it was create a comparative table, plus and minuses. You might seen, and I've seen already from the drafts from some of the one-pagers, that they are doing this very nice. I really love this matrix about the competitors. When you have you put on the X and Y, you put different scales like expensive or user-friendly or expensive, achievable, or I don't know, technological, whatever, like, and then you place yourself and the other companies into this matrix. So it's really, really very visible and very, very nicely to understand. About the revenue models, very little bit talked about. So this is really not enough for us to understand. Have you thought about how you will earn money if you only write down that you're going to monetize via advertisement in your app? And again, it's only one option. Think about like how you could multiply the options, how the money comes into your company. This will really, like, this is really very good. And it really will help you. And we know from the crisis that if you have had only one stream of the revenue, then you might be in a trouble. And current status. It's really very nice if you can give us a little bit more detailed information about what are you doing now, and so we could understand like how well we are matching with you. For example, we are developing an application and looking for the investment. Very cool. I'm also doing the same every day. But the better example is that you developed a beta version, and it's, for example, already on App Store. You have so many installations already. This number grows, the dynamics, so we can see like how it goes. And with the main, very important is about, please write us down like how many are paying customers, because sometimes the applications or some products are, so the more you can find approach that your product is not nice to be but must to be, then the more option you have to get money from your customer. But if the application is not critical in certain moment or to certain customer, it means that it's nice to have it, nice to test it, and maybe nice to say yeah, you're so great, but they will not show their appreciation with the money. So always find those customers who are ready to pay. And really very nice if you somehow mention that you have been already talked with potential big customers, because it's also not for us, but it's also for you, that if you analyze what have you done and what kind of information have you got together, then it will also help to shape your idea better way. And the team. it's nice. So in one pager, you don't have enough of the place, you know, of the space to describe like all the CVs about your great team, but you always can put the LinkedIn links or somewhere like we can check. But the idea, yes, is just to understand how this person really suits this idea development. So we could really believe that you can do it. Key milestones, it's again be just very specific that you will launch it in that time, and you will develop and you will attract, and then you can make, I don't know, such kind of revenue, and try to be realistic also, like as much as possible. And the proposal, in one page you can see that there is a proposal about how much money you would like. If you really have already calculated all the steps that you need, for example, or you wait to get from Prototron, like, I don't know, 20,000, or you know about your milestones that first of all you need, I don't know, 20-30,000 to make this one, and then you need, I don't know, 200 to go to the big market. So just write so we could understand. But for example, if you sometimes there are ideas that if you write us that you need, I don't know, 100, and only after 100 you can do something, some piece of your solution, then like how we can help you if we give you 35,000 and then you will not get the rest money. So will it happen something, or will you just stuck, or like, so just give us an idea where we go. And again, so this template, what I have given, is a template about you to understand what kind of points or topics we would like to read out from your one pager. But of course, the presentation of the data can be in a very different ways. So if you use graphics and pictures and maybe some visual elements, it also will help you to save the space and deliver more information. I see the questions. I will take them a little bit later. Otherwise, you know, my flow will be disrupted. So just keep it simple. So you have, like, you asked different kind of like, what are the best ones? There are no the best one because you are so different, but just think about your investor or the mentor who will be reading your one pager. So just give them a feeling about what you are doing and why you are doing and why you are so important. Really don't, absolutely, like, not suggestible is all kind of technical terms. Just avoid them as much as possible. Okay, it shouldn't be, you know, very simple, and you shouldn't talk in a very childish way, but it shouldn't be like very scientific or very specific with a lot of abbreviations, which not like what are they talking about. The selling text, I have been talked about it. It's not the advertisement. It's really like the overview of what are you doing and what will happen if investor or mentor will decide to support you. So please proofread it. It's really very nice when there are no, like, a lot of typos, but it happens, so nothing big a disaster. But still, just read it through so it could be understandable. Sometimes I suppose it's during the second design, you just cut the pieces of the sentences, and then like you read and you cannot understand like what's going on here. So just read it through or just give for somebody. And my real personal suggestion, just give it to the person who is absolutely out of the startups, of this technology field, of this industry. Just give them. Do they understand what are you doing? Do they enjoy the readings? Is it like, So just not ask him or her to say, do they love your idea? But just, do they understand what are you doing and what you're trying to achieve? So just to get an understanding how well you're communicating to the person outside from your team, because you are inside of the stuff and you know a lot and you can really forget about that somebody who is outside doesn't like know something, and then you will not get the information. You can always do not turn the numbers into text, so please use the numbers. They're very cool. I know they are Arabics, but it's okay. And it's so if you are not in time to make fancy design, don't do it. Don't do it like so. Do not, when you do any kind of text or some kind of materials, always try to stop at the moment when you see that it's now nice. So do not make it like more better, more fancier, because there is always a risk that you will not be in time, or something will not be done until the end. So just it should show that you have put an effort, but it shouldn't be like perfect always. And of course, if there are just big numbers, millions, and I don't know, but nobody can get the information how you will get these millions, it's also not very good. And the feeling after this one pager will not be very, very solid. And just make a checklist, and you can use somebody from your friends that is there really a real problem. So the person who is reading it should understand that, yes, I can understand. This is this kind of people with this kind of disease, and now they are in a trouble. Then, wow, if you get this solution, but it should be from the text. So they need to understand it from the text, not from your extra explanations. That, if I put this solution, this will be solved. And yes, there are a lot of these people. They are not like only, I don't know, 100%. Or like only one country. They're like really like this place and that country, and then I don't know, planet. Do they have competitive advantage? Competitive advantage in this case is like your secret source. It's like what makes you stand out of the crowd. What is so specific that nobody else can like haven't done it before, or nobody else can replicate it like immediately, and like what makes you really like unique in this case. Then how you will make money. So it should be written like, okay, this money will come from this, and there is an awesome team who can do it. And I just skip this. I just put a little bit of more slides for you, so you can read about different kind of source of capital, but Yelena has been talked about it. Just you will have again and again about the crowdfunding formats and the stages of capital. So you guys, I hope, in pre-seed and seed rounds, but for Prototron, we are like officially pre-seed. So we are not seed money. Seed money is already goes to S-Bahn and LAD-Bahn and LID-Bahn and so on. So I am ready to take the questions. Yanis, could you help me?
Yes. Thank you very much for a great presentation. I found it really good.
Okay, thank you. But let's go with the questions.
Well, we have a technical question. At what time on Monday is the deadline for landing page and crowdfunding campaign?
I already answered it from the beginning. Okay. The landing page can be really like sent. The link can be sent until midnight, because I will start to look at them like from the Tuesday. But it's again, just think about that. Your essence of what are you doing and what you're trying to achieve is one pager, because in one pager you put the link to the landing page, and if you get some kind of information or something from the crowdfunding campaign, you will also put it into the, or like by the analyzing of the crowdfunding platform, you will update your one pager, or you will like put something extra, so the one pager is the essence. Yep. Okay.
Thank you. We have next question. You mentioned about having multiple revenue streams. The question is that the person has heard not to do it because it makes people and investors confused and makes you look less appealing?
I cannot get this. What makes less?
You mentioned that to have multiple revenue streams.
Ah,
It can make you look less appealing because it may confuse investors or clients.
So it's a very nice question. I really love it because in some case, you know, the fair question. The fair answer should be like that. There should be like the main revenue stream, like where you get the money. But if you know that, for example, I don't know, if we take, I don't know, let's take Bolt, for example. Their main revenue stream was the taxi drivers. And during the crisis, the taxi drivers were not driving anymore. So what are the next step? What are the opportunities to survive? So I don't know, for me, it's always important that, for example, all kinds of applications and I don't know, the solutions which are, you know, on in between of the government and, like, for example, the solutions for the children. Your paying customers are parents, or your paying customers are schools. I don't know, government, some associations, grants. So what if you don't get grants? How you will survive? What if, I don't know, parents will stop paying? So for me, it's always nice if you can understand like what will happen if one or another revenue stream will change. So it's not about that we will get the advertisement, I don't know. So do not put like all the I don't know, all the like very, very small stuff which you can, I don't know, consultancy, like whatever, but just mains. And it should be like the person should believe you that you really know what are you doing, and and the person who you think will pay you money, they really are interested in paying you.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions?
I see that I have something. Just sorry, I will stop the sharing for a moment. But it's like ding 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 ding. The one page should be submitted on 30th. I don't know what the day is. It 27th is Monday. 30th is Thursday. No, it can be midnight. No worries. No worries. Nobody sleeps.
Maybe someone has more questions about one-pagers.
Ah, it was so clear. Oh,
it
everybody
really
started
clear.
to work
I really
already.
loved it. Maybe everyone is doing their one-pagers in parallel. Yes, Vera says we understood.
So there is also one option to send to investors and mentors 2-pagers. So it's like level up. And if you guys, somebody of you, I know that some of you are a little bit advanced. So if you really need like some templates for 2-pagers, then just ask me and I will give you what we use. And I know, for example, business angels also use almost the same template. Would it be okay to use Word? Would it be okay to use Word in one page?
Yes.
You know, I suppose not, because the 1-pager is like the introduction of your idea. It's not about the interacting. So you always like write, for example, to your investor or to make the cold contact. You write some tralala. We know that you are dealing in this sector and you have like, I don't know, not you have such problems, but we have came out with such kind of a product. And we really think that you could benefit because you will get this and this and this. and our one pager is attached. So one pager is like the, I don't know how it's called, yeah, like an introduction of the idea of the whole bunch. What are you doing? So so I don't remember that. So because for me, if I use like you, then I know that it's like more advertisement or more some selling points. But it's really depends like how you create it. Tick, tick, tick. There is quite a lot of information one have to fit. No, please don't do it crowded. And you know, it seems that it's very like it's a lot of information, but really just think about that. You just need to be clear. So one pager is never ever enough to make a due diligence, for example. So it's really like an essence. It's really like, you know, it's attraction. It's a trigger for a mentor to think, oh, cool guys, I want to talk with them. So this is what you do with one pager. Just bring out the main keywords, like main key sentences. Do not explanation like, I don't know. It's a very big problem always. You either start to talk a lot about problem and the background, or you start to talk a lot about the technical features of your product. And it's like the main which eats all the space. So just be really very concrete. Oh.
I would suggest to stick with less is more philosophy when making a one pager, to make it as clear, as understandable as possible.
I'm sorry, Annalise, now I see your message that can we add promotion logo on the supporters on our freshly launched prototype for? Yeah, this is very good question. So of course, when you make your landing pages, I will be extremely happy if you put Prototron logo on it. And so yes, I know in some case Prototron is a good validation for the team and for the idea. So speaking the truth, very often I get the letters from different investors just asking, okay, you have this team in Prototron, so please give us more information about them. So yes, it's nice. For me, it will be, I will appreciate. I don't know, Yanis, if you have built it also there.
Sorry?
If you have built it also, if you want to build it also there. But I mean, it's nice because it means, you know, in a small startup community, it means that you value, that means that I have done something well, and it's like, thank you for me and for the whole team.
Sure.
So the question about what is the pitching competition about? So this is a normal practice that SBAN is creating the running pitching competitions, so that they get together SBAN members, Estonian Business Angels Network members, and they just listen to 10 or a little bit more teams, and then they just decide if they want to continue with one or another team. So it's like the presentations for you. So there, guys just started. Just put on a logo or with some text. I don't know. I mean, it depends how you create your design. Maybe to mention Prototron, but let it be organic. I mean, to not do it like, oh, Prototron is so cool. Like it's of course cool, but everybody who gives free money is cool. But just do not create your landing page, you know, this from 90s, this web pages with a lot of banners. So try to keep it. But for example, the winners, in the contract, there is mandatory to use Prototron logo for 5 years. So there was an obligation to mention Prototron as a first investor, or like the one of investors in your articles, in wherever you make a presentation about your product, which was supported by Prototron. So you can teach already, you can learn already how to do it, but it's up to you. Yes, Vera, you're absolutely right that if you have, but you know, one pager is like, but it's again up to you. Like in my vision, it was that one pager is more like for mentors and investors, and landing page is maybe more to communicate with your end users, with your potential customers. But if you see, for example, if you B2B, and for you, like the one pager should work as an intro for big, I don't know, customers, and the landing page will add some information for it, then go for it. So just make it to benefit your startup. I cannot see. One page is like really. Yes, Ivaras, one page is really A4. Really, absolutely, nothing more. I don't have here at home any one pager from Prototron, but I can send it this PDF. So we have also our one pager, so you can look at it. Yes, Yanis, ABS should know where to come.
Okay.
If I have sent him the right link, then he knows. Yes, we're right. It's a cool target. Guys, do we have any other questions, or we can make 2 minutes to drink water?
2-minute break for making coffee sounds perfect.
Yes. So Yanis, please moderate this. But how it's for Kalle? Is it the same link? So we don't need to. Okay. So we can just mute us and just grab the coffee. It was very. Please, I don't know, react somehow. Then I know that there's still live persons behind. Otherwise,
yes, you can turn on your webcams as well. Everyone. And everyone, actually, it looks really cool. Everybody's clapping.
Oh, thank you very much, guys. I really hope that you love this this batch. We really work hard to make it very beneficial for you. And if you have some other suggestions about what kind of presentations or contacts or whatever you would like, just ping us, and we try to create. I love this digital world. You know, you can get person like from the bed, and it's so easy now. Oh, I see some familiar faces. Cool. Yes, please. There is not so many free slots in my calendar, so please book your time. We have had almost 20 already. Oh, almost 20. Wow, we have done it. So just jump for us to meet us for 15 minutes. Yeah, and because there will be some, you know, you are booking the time randomly, so it may happen that there will be some problems later on. So book it as soon as possible, and then I will find some extra slots for you if there will be some problems. So Yanis, please help Kalle so far. I really need to take my coffee.
Okay.
And I will be back.